We welcome you to Suncoast Credit Union Field in Tampa as Carolina Ascent brings its 8-game unbeaten streak to Tampa Bay to take on Tampa Bay Sun, who's hoping to keep their season alive tonight. Alongside Christine Huber, I'm Josh Appel. Thanks so much for spending part of your Saturday night with us as we take a look at the Gainbridge Super League standings. So Carolina Ascent, they've locked down a playoff spot, Christine, but they've got their sights set on Lexington and Sporting Club Jacksonville in front of them. They want a home game in the 2025-2026 playoffs. And then that battle for the fourth and final playoff spot. DC, Dallas, Spokane, Brooklyn hanging on as well. Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay not mathematically eliminated yet, but those two sides will need a ton of help as we close out the regular season. Well, Carolina Ascent, they're coming off of a dramatic 1-0 win at Dallas, outshot 24-8, the most shots they faced this season. It doesn't matter, though. The victory clinched a playoff berth.
This is a game where Dallas controlled the possession but just could not score. Goalkeeper Sidney Martinez had 7 saves. It was a battle in the final third where nobody could score until Riley Baisden in the 89th minute.
Unfortunately for Carolina, no Riley Baisden tonight, so Audrey Coleman, who leads the club with 5 assists, will have to step up.
Coleman gives you that two-way presence. You're getting effort on both sides of the ball. She fits perfectly into this Carolina system, being involved in the build-up and providing support runs for the attack. Watch her defensively tonight. She could be key in dealing with Tampa's wide threats.
Speaking of Tampa Bay, the formula for the Sun is simple. Score first, they get a result. It's only happened 8 times this season. They've scored the fewest goals in the league, but if they are to have any success, they've got to get on the board first.
They are so confident and dangerous when scoring first. Tonight, they have to come out strong and aggressive. They must be first to the ball, attack quickly. For Tampa Bay, the first goal isn't just important, it is essential.
Philip Poole called Sidney Nasello one of the best players in all of Gainbridge Super League. 6 goals this season. That leads the club. We just mentioned they scored a league low in goals, but Sidney Nasello is always dangerous.
She is so dangerous when running at players. She uses her speed, keeps defenders on their heels. She's constantly moving in and out of defenses to disrupt their shape. Look for her to be itching to score a goal because she got shut out last week versus Lexington.
It's the 3rd time these teams have met in the last 6 weeks, the 2nd time in the last 3 weeks. The 4th and final meeting between Tampa Bay Sun and Carolina Ascent is next on Peacock.
Why does academic medicine matter? Because at Tampa General, the best medicine starts with the best science. Like our cutting-edge research that helped develop computerized devices to treat epilepsy and Parkinson's, restoring normal brain function and ending tremors. That's the academic difference every day at the region's only academic health system. Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it. For over 50 years, Tampa General and the USF Health Morsani College of Medicine have partnered to innovate and elevate academic medicine. We train over 800 residents and fellows annually, participate in thousands of research studies, and are the region's only Level 1 trauma center. That's the power of a proven partnership at the region's only academic health system, Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
Caitlin Clark, amazing at assists. Gainbridge, the ultimate assist for your savings. But ever since they teamed up, she's taken assisting to a whole new level. Caitlin Clark, great at assists. Gainbridge, great at assists for your savings.
Tonight's match is presented by Tampa General Hospital. Tampa General is the region's only academic health system. Tampa General, Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it. It's a beautiful night in Tampa Bay as we get set for Carolina and Tampa. Let's start with our starting 11s. First for Denise Schulte-Brown and Tampa Bay Sun.
Losing 4-0 last week, some changes have been made. As we see, Helferty, she's going to play more of a 6 in that midfielder role. And McNeil and Jamona, they are getting the start tonight. And most importantly, Beardsley starting in goal.
And for Philip Poole and Carolina Ascent, fresh off clinching a playoff berth, they've got their sights set on one of the top 2 spots in the league.
And we see Parker in for Lucy on that right side. She's playing against her former team. Aguilera, big key defensively. She's back from international duty with Puerto Rico. And as we know, Studer out for the rest of the season due to a torn ACL.
And again, they're also without Riley Baisden tonight. They're unbeaten over their last 8. A lot of clean sheets, 6 of them over that stretch. To look to do the same tonight here in Tampa Bay. Our referee this evening, Jamie Padilla. Colin Ashley and Adam Cook, the assistant referees, and Jake Joyce is the 4th official. Lexington and Sporting Jacks, number 1 and number 2 in the league, going at it right now. Lexington currently have a 2-1 lead over Sporting Jacks. We'll keep an eye on that as well. Brooklyn and Dallas, they're playing right now. That's got that's got a lot to say about that final playoff spot. Dallas tied in points with DC right now. Brooklyn is a little bit further back, but they are still very much mathematically alive. Tampa Bay, they're still mathematically alive as well, but they'll need to beat Carolina and then win out the rest of the season and get a whole bunch more help around that. But the objective is to take care of their own business. Carolina Ascent, though, standing in their way. Christine, these 2 teams met in this stadium 3 weeks ago on Easter. It was a 2-1 win for Carolina. Let's see what tonight brings as Faith Weber gets us underway for Tampa Bay. Christine, it really feels like the first 15 minutes are going to be huge for the Denise Schulte-Brown side. We know how good they are when they score first, but it's been a season when things don't go right. It seems to spiral a bit. So these first 15 minutes are huge for Tampa Bay.
So clutch for them. They have to get out. They have to be aggressive, win the first ball, win these second chance balls, and they have to push forward.
Addison Merrick. Now Jenna Butler, who's had a phenomenal season at center back for Carolina, leads the league in clearances, has appeared in 24 games and played every single minute of them. It was Aguilera and Lily Nabet who scored for Carolina a few weeks ago on Easter Sunday. Here's Sydney Nasello, 6 goals this year, eclipsed her total from last year. Always dangerous when she's on the ball. And Philip Poole told us all about that. What's so interesting about the matchup between these 2 teams, 2 of the best in the league last year, but Tampa Bay owned the season series until the spring of this year. The first ever win for Carolina over Tampa Bay came in March of this season.
Tampa Bay, as we know, just struggling with injuries this year. Have not been in form at all compared to like they were last year.
Think about the parity in this league. The 2 teams that played for the crown last season, Fort Lauderdale and Tampa Bay, they are 8th and 9th in the Gainbridge Super League standings this year. Good build up for Tampa Bay. Weber making the run down the middle. Ball is played towards her. Not fully cleared. Corbin flicks it into the air. Nasello was in the area, and it lands with her college teammate, Sydney Martinez. And what a job Martinez has done since taking over the cage for Philip Poole, the coach of the year a season ago. Martinez, 6 clean sheets her last 8 games, only 2 goals conceded, coming off of a season-high 6 saves against Dallas. Groom moving it ahead, looking for George. And it's played out by Brooke Hendricks for a Carolina throw. Aguilera gets it in. It's Nabet. And it comes towards Beardsley, and Beardsley makes the save. She replaces Emery Wegner in goal. Wegner really struggled in her 8 starts. Gave up 12 goals, including the 4 against Lexington in their last match. That was a club record and not a good one, conceded by Tampa Bay. First time they've ever given up 4 goals in a game, and so Denise Schulte-Brown makes the change and goes back to Liz Beardsley.
There was a lot of one-on-one goals. Kat Berry getting a hat trick.
What a season she's had, leading in the Golden Boot now comfortably. Ashlyn Puerta's kind of cooled off a bit. She was hot on the tail of Berry for a good bit.
Puerta scored a penalty earlier this afternoon.
First goal in a few games for her.
Yep.
Hendricks lets that roll out for a throw. It's just such a... There's Denise Schulte-Brown, long-time ties to Tampa Bay, won the inaugural league title last year, and it's just been one of those seasons, and one that really she has never experienced in her coaching career. And she's learning a lot about how she as a coach deals with a season that has gone as south as it has. But she was really complimentary of her group and how they've stuck together and still put forth a ton of effort despite the results. Give away in the midfield. Ascent steps up and gives to Nasello.
Denise Schulte-Brown, she's one who knows how to win, shows how to build programs. So obviously disappointed with this season, but a lot of these things you can't control. The injuries that have happened, the ball just not bouncing their way like it did last year.
Good ball. On that right side, it's Parker. Parker lost it, and here's McNeil, who gets rid of it. Microcosm of what we were talking about is last week in the game against Lexington, Sydney Nasello, who, in Denise Schulte-Brown's opinion, has earned a lot of uncalled penalty opportunities this season, finally had a chance at one. In the 12th minute, would have given Tampa Bay a 1-0 lead. Obviously, that changes the complexion of everything, playing it with the lead, playing in front. Nasello didn't look all that confident in the attempt, and it was saved. And that was just kind of the start of an unraveling for Tampa Bay's Sun against Lexington in the 4-0 loss. This ball swung in. Bissett got a piece. Haugen just clears it over the end line. And this will be a corner kick
and the
for Carolina.
The longer this stays at 0-0, I think it just shifts into Carolina's hands.
This corner kick is presented by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. Carolina scored on a corner just before half in the meeting a couple of weeks ago. It was the Nabet goal. Mia Corbin will play the corner in. Swung in. Weber looks like she got a piece, and Corbin just kind of lets that roll right back to her, and she'll get another attempt at it.
Yeah, you told me different last time.
Another corner brought to you by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible. Corbin curls. Into the mixer it comes. Missed time to the jump there. Good delivery, but out for a goal kick off of Parker.
Nice ball in by Corbin. Nice height, has a nice bend on it. Just nobody making that back post run. You need to have someone a bit further. That way they're going in and attacking the ball rather than backpedaling and trying to head it back towards goal.
That's one of the best settings in Gainbridge Super League, right on the water in Tampa Bay. Parker for Merrick. They'll reset things from the back. Good job keeping that alive by Carolina, and then the foul given by Jamie Padilla. Listro, the captain. Tampa Bay on a 3-game losing streak after they won back-to-back matches for the first time since the postseason last year. They've been outscored 8-1 during this stretch. Aguilera to put this in play. Line drive, header. Listro let that one go. She thought nobody was home for Carolina. Carolina Ascent recover. Corbin for Aguilera. Puts it right back towards goal, but it lands on a hop to Beardsley.
See Carolina putting on this defensive pressure right now. They are not going to let Tampa Bay out of their defensive third.
Tampa Bay trying to navigate this high press.
Nice layoff there.
But it fizzles out. Jermona on her horse, but Martinez. Alfredi tried to keep it alive for Tampa Bay. Parker, Alfredi took it away. McNeil in a race, doesn't get there first. Parker on it for Carolina. Carolina is sent off of the 1-0 defeat at Dallas in their last match. A 1-0 win for Carolina, clinched a playoff berth. On the 89th by Riley Bays, and she leads the team with 5 goals. Now, 2 of their top 3 goal scorers aren't even here anymore. There's Philip Poole. Always a joy talking to him. And it dawned on us on both calls this week, Christine, in our conversation with both head coaches, the only 2 remaining head coaches from the start of the inaugural season.
The OGs we're
Absolutely,
calling them.
yeah.
OGs.
Every other club besides Tampa Bay and Carolina have made at least 1 coaching change. But in talking about that match against Dallas, Philip Poole said, look, you look at those, the shot numbers. It was the most that Carolina had faced all year, but there weren't a lot of dangerous shot attempts from Dallas in that match. A lot of shots taken from further out as Corbin drives the middle.
And Dallas was able to get that ball forward. They were able to create chances, but there was no true goal scorer. There was nobody who wanted it. There was nobody who came through with that enthusiasm and excitement to score.
Philip Poole kind of echoed that and said, look, outside of our goal, we had the 2 other best chances of the match. Could this be an opportunity for Carolina? The shot blocked.
It was an exciting game, though. Everything was in the final third on both sides. No one even bothered playing through the midfield. They just went back and forth, transition play, counterattacks.
Carolina has proven they can win any which way. And you know that after winning the Shield last year, the run that they're on right now, they want to show themselves better in the playoffs in about a month. Eliminated by Fort Lauderdale, who Tampa Bay eventually meet. Too heavy of a touch. It was Groom looking for Parker.
Carolina looking good in that build-up, but a couple of bad touches.
Nudged along. Corbin. Chisholm watching her. Chisholm a good tackle, but Corbin right back on it. The cross. Halferty. Calm. Feels like in these first 13+ minutes, all the action has taken place on this end. Tampa Bay hoping to change that. Nasello.
Nasello's been in the central a lot today. Usually we see her on the right flank, the left flank, giving her that space to run at players.
Hendricks. Carolina begging for a foul. You see Shea Groom emphatically pleading with Jamie Padilla, and then the whistle goes in Tampa Bay's favor. Andre Coleman with the foul.
Yeah, unnecessary there, but it's Nasello, right? I mean, she is that good. She's so dangerous every single time she touches the ball. If you're Carolina, you have to make sure that she knows every time she touches the ball, you're going to be there, you're going to be on her feet.
Whistle blows here. There's a player down. It's Mia Corbin for Carolina Ascent. 4 goal contributions during this 8-game unbeaten streak for Carolina. Became the 4th player in league history to reach 15 regular season goals. Now 5 with Catherine Berry reaching that mark as well with Lexington in this season alone. Corbin has been so strong. Getting that left ankle, left foot worked on. Here's what happened.
Corbin just going hard for the ball and runs into Listro. You know, Listro's never going to let up on a tackle at all. Corbin, such a key piece of this Carolina team, has been since the beginning. Does so much offensively. You mentioned the stats, but not just the scoring, the stuff that does not show up on the stat sheet as well. She's just such an integral part of Carolina.
Philip Poole talking things over. He has such a good feel for his group. As Corbin is able to walk off under her own power, that's a great sight to see. Denise Schulte-Brown looking on as well. See if Philip Poole has to make a substitution in this first half. See at towards the upper right part of your screen, Corbin being worked on the sideline. Now in the middle of your screen. All right, so we're back underway. No substitution was made. So Carolina playing with 10 at the moment. So we talked about the first 15 minutes for Tampa Bay and getting off to a good start. How would you grade this first quarter hour for them?
They're playing with 3-quarter press, so they're not going all the way up the field with their press. They're letting the back defenders of Carolina knock that ball about, and then they're pressing as soon as they get it into the midfield. I think the problem is offensively, right?
Yeah.
They're not able to get forward. They're not able to make those passes. Nasello being in the midfield, so she's not receiving those balls out wide like we've normally seen.
What do you think is the disconnect? Because you look at this group tonight that Denise Schulte-Brown has out there, and there is a ton of talent. Of course, they've lost some pieces. Tosh Flint is one of the big key pieces they've lost. from last season, but there still should be plenty, at least on paper, of goal production here. And just forget goal production. There hasn't been any pressure, period. Again, it's been 18 minutes, but it's been a season-long problem.
Yeah, but this is exactly it, right? They're not even getting in the offensive third. They're not able to keep possession. They're not able to complete and connect on passes.
Merrick with room. Merrick slides it across. Chisholm deflected it. Like Groom making a run down the middle. Chisholm got in the way of that centering attempt.
We see Mia Corbin back on the field now.
Great for Carolina.
This is an excellent split. You see how she splits the two defenders? That immediately makes Carolina numbers up. When they go to goal, that is so dangerous. And you don't see that on the flip side with Tampa Bay. They're passing the ball about, but they're not splitting defenders. They're not getting themselves in numbers up situations.
Haugen took that one off the face, unfortunately for her. It does trickle over the end line, and it will be another corner presented by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible.
We'll see what happens here as she just gets knocked in the face. Leads to another corner with Mia Corbin taking it.
Corbin, good ball. Deflected away. A dangerous one. And then a foul committed as Parker is written down by McNeil. And a free kick from an advantageous spot is coming for Carolina Ascent as we reach the 20-minute mark of this first half.
Corbin has one of the nicest corner kicks in the league. I mean, it's just so nice and soft, so fluffy up on a pillow, just waiting for Carolina to finish it. And it was Beardsley right there, did a great job with the punch out, getting it high and wide so nobody gets rebounds.
Aguilera stands over this. Dangerous moment. Aguilera delivers. Nobody home in white. Chased down by Jenna Butler. Merrick, edge of the area. And now Faith Weber, who Tampa Bay have high hopes for. Weber all the way across. Jamona lays it ahead for Haugen. Haugen, and it goes wide of Sydney Martinez's goal. That was the best buildup of the night for Tampa Bay, but ends without a shot on target.
Much better by Tampa Bay. They are getting numbers forward. They're making those offensive runs. A little bit of a mistouch there is what slowed down that counterattack. And Haugen just needs to get her hips around it. Let's get that ball across the 6, low and hard. Make Martinez make a decision.
Select is the official match ball supplier of the Gainbridge Super League and many elite leagues throughout Europe. Visit us.select-sport.com for the latest Select products, specials, and more. Select, the player's choice. Josh Appel, Christine Huber with you as Sydney Martinez puts it in the air. And all the more impressive that performance by Martinez against Dallas. She was, what, 24 hours removed from returning from international duty with her teammate Jill Aguilera with Puerto Rico.
And obviously there's a big difference between playing on the field and being in goal and dealing with that travel. So Martinez was able to get that start. Aguilera traveled but didn't even make the roster that day. It's so hard. If you're going to play 90 minutes on the field and then have a travel day and then try and play the next day.
Huge credit to both players. Macello had her clearance attempt blocked. Groom. Macello back on it. That high motor. And these two teams got a bit chippy the last time they met on Easter Sunday. And I asked Denise Schulte-Brown about, what is it with these two teams when they link up that brings out those types of competitive juices. She says, look, two of the best teams in the league last year. We're frustrated a bit this year, but you know, we always give our best effort. And so does Carolina. These two clubs have a ton of respect for one another. No shots on target yet for either side.
See the soft pressure by Tampa Bay. They're going to let the defenders knock the ball about.
The set. Last week, Denise Schulte-Brown told us, although didn't really have to tell us, you know, Ascent always so reliable, but had a real tough game against Lexington and was real down on herself. But she has been one of Tampa Bay's best defenders going back to last year. She's dangerous when she has the ball. She never makes mistakes except for all at once last week. And, you know, Denise Schulte-Brown told us a lot of how Ascent responded to that moment was how we respond with her, and we gave her words of encouragement. Sometimes those days just happen. She's had a lot more good days than not. And she's hoping to bounce back herself with the rest of Tampa Bay Sun here tonight.
And as a player, we've all had those games.
Weber took a nasty spill. She tried to get it towards Martinez.
But at this high level, this professional level here, they know how to shake it. It's next game mentality.
I just told her, flush that one. Focus on the rest of the games to go. Throw in here for Tampa Bay. Back to when these two teams met on decision day in Carolina. Tampa Bay would have won that game. They'd have won the Shield. If they had lost or tied, Carolina won the Shield. As Jamona plays ahead for McNeil. This is onside. McNeil towards Sydney Martinez. And the flag was indeed up. So it would not have stood.
How about this skill from Jamona in the middle of the field? Just able to turn on a dime and send that ball through. McNeil, she just needs to bend her run a little more outward so she won't be called offside.
Obviously, Carolina ended up taking the Shield from that matchup last year.
The other thing I loved about our chat, too, is they were the first two coaches signed by a team within the league. So Denise Schulte-Brown was talking to us about how the two of them were the ones battling first for players, and she's like, ooh, I think Phillips going after this player, so I'm going to start talking to him, and vice versa. They had a jump start, really, on anyone else in the league, the first two franchises of the Gainbridge Super League.
And neither coach, stranger to having to recruit players, of course, coming from the college ranks at one point or another. Denise Schulte-Brown for USF right here in Tampa. Philip Poole, longtime college assistant as well.
It really is two of the best in the game as well.
Obviously, a lot of quality coaches have passed through Gainbridge Super League since its inception last season, but I don't think it's surprising that these are the two that have remained in place, with no sign of that changing either.
The two organizations know what they have.
Absolutely.
And they did that from the beginning and built their organization around these coaches.
Tried to flick it towards George, but Chisholm got there first. Merrick. Groom, good tackle there by Listro. Look at some of the numbers for Carolina during this 8-game unbeaten run. They're 7-0-1. They've only conceded 2 goals, outscoring their opponents 11-2 during the stretch. And don't forget, they started the spring with 3 consecutive losses, being outscored 5-1. And in the fall with a loss and a draw. Score only 1 goal in those 5 games. They have been the hottest team in the league, and when you consider the fact that 6 of their final 9 are on the road, including 3 of the final 4, says a lot about the grit of this team. They're so good on the road, 7-2-3, and you compare that with Tampa Bay. They're tied for the fewest home wins in the league this year with 1. Only DC equals that, which makes the race for the 4th playoff spot even more interesting. Now, if DC does get in to that 4th spot, they're confident in going away from home, but if they had won 2 or 3 more at home, they'd likely be in the driver's seat, and these top 4 might have been a little more solidified. Chisholm steps into it, right at Martinez, who was right on her line. Had to be careful with her positioning, but Chisholm with a good strike, just right at Sydney Martinez.
Tampa Bay getting a good build-up here. Notice how they're playing outside on the flanks, and that's what starts this attack. And excellent shot. It's just, you have to do a little more if you want to beat Sydney Martinez.
It's been a good stretch of play for Tampa Bay's son. Carolina trying to answer. Fed by George. Groom with the foul.
I like the thought. I like the effort, putting that low ball across the 6. It was just too close to the defenders, right? You still have to, Groom has to mix up her run a little bit. Change speeds, change direction.
Hendricks. Haugen hounded. Tampa thinks that should have been a throw-in for them. Instead, Carolina hurried up.
Carolina is not waiting, and that's what you do during practice every day, right? You never wait for the coach to make the decision. The ball goes out, it's yours, you pick it up. Whether it went out on you or not, you're picking it up, you're throwing it in. Exactly what Carolina does.
Corner kick presented by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible.
See if Carolina can get some runs out further past the far post. I've never been a fan of offensive players just standing. I'd rather see them attack the ball.
Corbin delivers. Beardsley, through a sea of bodies, able to punch it away. Again, earlier today, Lexington, in the battle of 1 and 2, beat Sporting Club Jacksonville, so they're right on the tails of Sporting Jacks for that shield race. Carolina needs 3 points tonight to still give themselves a shot with time running out in the regular season to get one of those top 2 spots in the league. Sporting Jacks all of a sudden has dropped 2 in a row.
It was a back and forth battle this afternoon. All 3 goals scored in the first half.
2-1 final. Same scoreline that Spokane took down Sporting Jacks by last week up in the Pacific Northwest. And Spokane, that's a huge win for them. They close out with all their final games at home. And they welcome in Fort Lauderdale tomorrow, another chance at 3 points for them. So they're big fans of Brooklyn FC tonight, taking on Dallas.
We talked about how Spokane could be that team to sneak in.
Yeah.
Last year, they just missed out in the same type of thing. They had a late season run. They started getting points, but it was too late and too little. Let's see if they're able to pull it off. That one playoff spot remaining.
Oof, tough collision there. Foul on Tampa Bay.
Yeah, you can't go through the player.
Haleford draws the whistle. Parker took the spill.
And she's not going to like this when she gets up and see that it's against her.
Oof.
But
Right into a brick wall.
yeah, exactly. Halford held her ground. She could have taken an offensive charge there.
Yeah. As the Stanley Cup playoffs as well, Tampa Bay Lightning are right in the thick of things. That was like a check in the Stanley Cup playoffs. It's a foul here, though. Aguilera will take the free kick for Carolina. Mona. Nabet kept it alive. Remember, Nabet scored one of the 2 goals along with Jill Aguilera. A 2-1 win for Carolina last time these two teams met. It's the 3rd meeting in 6 weeks between these two sides.
They know each other well.
Towards goal. Beardsley lets it go just wide. Goal kick coming.
Carolina doing a great job with their possession. And what it does is it's shifting the Tampa Bay defense, which is opening up the gaps, opening up the holes. You see Corbin trying to connect on the far post there.
Halford on the wrong way. Pressure on her back. McNeil. Throwing for Tampa. McNeil. That's off of Tampa Bay and Chisholm. Throwing for Carolina. Listro. Corbin heads it, as does Merrick. And now it's controlled.
Carolina, they do such a great job with possession, but possession with purpose. They're going to take the ball and they go side to side. That gets the defense up just like this, and they're going to find those splits, find those holes as we see it right now down the flank.
Ascent gets there first, forces the throw for Carolina. And a bit too far out of the reach of Riley Parker. McNeil. Marcelo settles it down, trying to go through Nabet. Too heavy of a touch. That motor is just always running on high. Chisholm lays it wide for McNeil. She clips it across. Nobody home in blue. Nobody making a run towards goal. Easily able to be defended by Carolina and Groom. Corbin. Great crowd here tonight at Suncoast Credit Union Field in Tampa. Listro. Jamona. Listro again.
Tampa Bay needs to get this ball wide. They need to get it out on the flanks. That's where those openings are.
Haven't been able to do that much in this half. We just saw it in the sequence before. Nobody was making a run towards goal.
Exactly. You got to get those numbers in the box. Tampa Bay, you know, just missing with Tosh Flint leaving the team. They're just missing that true number 9, that goal scorer. And it's a mentality that it takes to score goals. They have the players to go forward. They have the players on the flanks, but they don't have that true finisher.
Benicio DeBrown, as it related to just their struggles at home, alluded to that a little bit, just how much of a mental game this is. They had the mentality playing in this stadium last year where nobody's coming in here and beating us. And that's not to say that they didn't have that mentality for a bit this year, but of course, just one thing or another for this group, and it just has spiraled into what this season has turned into for them.
One win at home this year. So that is so different and completely opposite than what we saw last season.
Good job by Nabet to shield off Haugen, who was trying to get around her.
How about that foot race?
It's a good one.
And this is what we've seen all night. Just Tampa Bay, that three-quarter pressure.
Nearly given away. That is a foul and will be a card as well. Shea Groom booked, first booking of the night. Referee Jamie Padilla.
This is just a bad giveaway by Carolina. They do a good job splitting the defense, but nobody's there to receive it. I'm not even sure whether she was trying to connect with Groom or another player, but it's just in the middle of nowhere, and Groom does whatever she can to get the ball, and the only thing she gets is a yellow card.
Macello will take the deep free kick. Macello steps into it, floats it towards Martinez, who rises and grabs it. Time winding down in the first half. Aguilera. Corbin. Set got ahead to that. Spring Aubrey Coleman. Groom, good touch. Good support, and then the foul.
Groom getting fancy receiving the ball here. Whoop. Just a little too far ahead though, so she has to foul just to maintain possession.
Chisholm deliberate with it. Weber tried to one touch with the outside of her foot for Nasello. Carolina able to take away now Aguilera. Merrick. Parker.
The two fastest on the field, I feel, have been quiet today. Nasello for Tampa Bay and George for Carolina. Hasn't been much play through them at all. No one's sending them into the open space on the flanks.
Trying to go long down that left side. Late pressure from Carolina.
Ooh.
Play rolls on, and the foul is given, and the free kick is coming. A great spot for Carolina, and a very similar circumstance at the end of this first half, as we saw at the end of the first half earlier this month. The other was a free kick the other was a corner kick, this one a free kick for Carolina. In the waning moments of the half, Lily Nabet scored her first goal with Carolina off of her shoulder and a deflection to give Carolina the 1-0 lead at the half, and they convert on this free kick here.
Or are they calling it a corner kick? No. Aguilera is not happy about something.
The fourth official has indicated there will be a minimum of 2 minutes.
There you hear the announcement, 2 minutes of stoppage time.
3 seconds away.
Aguilera, the service. Bouncing around, cleared away by Tampa. That ball sat there for a moment, really dangerously. Tampa Bay Suns survive. Aguilera, great ball, the header from Parker on one hop to Beardsley. Quality ball there from Aguilera.
Both balls in are excellent. You see the scrum that's happening inside the box. Just seems like Carolina wants it more, right? They're on the back end of all these crosses.
It's no surprise that Aguilera is the top of the league in chances created. McNeil cuts it back. Weber. The shot. It's a laser beam right at Sydney Martinez. Helferty, full head of steam. Trying to find Jamona, but that didn't work out. The last time that Tampa Bay Sun did not concede a shot on target in the first half, all the way back on February 14th against DC Power. And as you hear the whistle for halftime from Jamie Padilla, they go the entire first half without allowing a shot on target to a very good Carolina Ascent team.
That's an amazing feat in itself, just defensively, just to boost something for Tampa Bay. Still have to get that offense on track, though.
Wonder what's going through Denise Schulte-Brown's mind, what's going through the mind of Philip Poole. Carolina Ascent trying to extend that 8-match unbeaten streak, that 3-game winning streak. Tampa Bay Sun trying to put a halt to a 3-game losing skid. That first half effort could go a long way in doing so.
between the TG
A result here tonight in front of a really good crowd at Suncoast Credit Union Field. Just 3 games remain after tonight. Time running out on the defending champions. They need a lot of help and a lot of wins here to finish out the season if they want to have any hope. Carolina, they've got a couple of favorable matchups coming up after this before closing the season at home against Sporting Jacks. But they go 1 game at a time as they're in search of a home playoff game after having clinched a playoff berth last week with a win over Dallas 1-0. It was 0-0 at the half against Dallas Trinity as well, as we are now joined by Tampa Bay Sun captain Jordan Listro. And Jordan, you go the entire first half without conceding a shot on target to Carolina. First time since mid-February that you guys have been able to do that. What did you like about your side's defensive efforts in the first 45 minutes?
I think we kept a compact shape. Everyone's defending for each other. We didn't really get split through the lines, didn't get balls in over the top where we had to recover. So I think everyone's done a good job defensively.
And offensively, what changes do you need to make at halftime to come out and get a goal in the second half?
I think we're starting to get more confident on the ball. Our possession has been good. So just playing more dangerous forward passes through the seams and then get some crosses in and quality shots at the top of the box.
Jordan Listro, thanks so much for your time and good luck in the second half. That was Tampa Bay Sun captain Jordan Listro. 0-0 at the half. Tampa Bay Sun and Carolina Ascent. Not much action for either side in the attacking third. Some close calls, but no goals just yet. Back with more at the half from Tampa after this. Sporting Club Jacksonville, what a magical run it's been in their inaugural season.
Unbelievable! Lexington have doubled!
Carolina Ascent on top.
Tremendous team goal for Power FC. Goes in on the scoreboard in a very important game for playoff positioning.
Today, we accomplished nothing. I mean it, not a thing. And it was kinda everything.
This spring, stay 3 nights and get a $50 Best Western gift card.
Prinks Tires in the USL help soccer journeys everywhere to drive harder. From city playgrounds to suburban sidelines, from early mornings to late nights, from fun with friends to winner takes all, from the biggest fan to the biggest heart. And at every turn, Prinks Tires will be there for the long haul.
Tampa General is the region's only academic health system and only Level 1 trauma center, which means we handle life-threatening injuries others can't. Our fellowship-trained surgeons specialize in trauma and work with experts from all areas of care to treat patients immediately. We handle the region's most trauma because we're uniquely built to save lives. Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it. When it comes to transplants, every organ wasted is a life not saved. But as the region's only academic health system, Tampa General is changing that. We're the global leader in using revolutionary technology that keeps donor organs functioning outside the body, so we can accept and recover more organs for more life-saving transplants, making us top 5 in the nation 3 years in a row. Tampa General. Other hospitals practice medicine. We define it.
Glenn couldn't have done it without me, and I couldn't have done it without him. He had his strengths, and I had my strengths, and that's how we succeeded.
There's a lot of care and time that goes into it, and a lot of work.
We were people love us, and people seem to like us too. So I think that was all part of our success.
It's definitely a work culture that we inherited that GB and Evelyn put into place, and it's our job just to make it better and keep it going and make it more successful.
Welcome back to Suncoast Credit Union Field, 0-0 at the half, Tampa Bay and Carolina. Tonight's match is brought to you by Tampa General Hospital. Let's take a look at some scores and the schedule around Gainbridge Super League this weekend. Back on Wednesday, DC a 2-2 draw with Fort Lauderdale. Earlier today, Lexington in the 1-2, 2-1 win for Lexington, trying to chase down that top spot from Sporting Jacks. 0-0, Brooklyn, Dallas. We're keeping an eye on that. Dallas in line for that 4th playoff spot. And then tomorrow on Peacock, Spokane and Fort Lauderdale will go at it.
And with Lexington, McCain and Weinert were the one that got the goal today. Puerto scored on a penalty.
And Puerto's first goal in a few games. Here's the up-to-the-minute live standings in Gainbridge Super League. Here you see Lexington just 1 point back for that shield. Dallas Trinity, if the score holds, they will leapfrog DC Power for that 4th and final playoff spot again. And Spokane, they're rooting for Brooklyn hard, so they have a chance to pull into a 3-way tie with those 3 teams, Dallas and DC. News and notes now from around the league. Of course, we talked about it all night. Carolina, they clinched a playoff berth last week with their 1-0 win at Dallas. Lexington also clinching, but both teams have their eyes set on a top 2 spot. How about this for Fort Lauderdale United? Allie Long, the U.S. Women's National Team veteran, over 15 years of experience. She's a World Cup champion, over 50 international caps. She joins Fort Lauderdale United. And then, of course, we mentioned Catherine Berry. New single-season scoring record with 15 goals, scored a hat trick against Tampa Bay Sun, surpassing the previous mark of 13 by Allie Thornton. 0-0 at the half in Tampa. Carolina Ascent and Tampa Bay Sun. The fans hoping to see Tampa Bay earn their 2nd win at home of this 25-26 season.
How'd she do? Not bad. How about Carmen? I would have to say it's between you two, but listen, we're all about pride here tonight, and you guys all made us very happy here tonight. How about another round of applause for all of them? Because you all are winners. You're all getting $150 to Hard Rock Casino in Tampa. Congratulations. You're all winners tonight. Soleil's hooking them all up. You guys go have a great night at the Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino. $150 for all of them, because that's how Soleil does, because that is the pride we have here in Tampa Bay. Nice job tonight, fans. Great job.
Fans, Suncoast Credit Union is consistently investing in our community. And with the Tampa Bay Sun, they're doing something pretty amazing. Suncoast will donate $200 for every shot on goal taken by the Sun here at Suncoast Credit Union Field. Proceeds go to the Blake High School Alumni Athletic Booster Club. How incredible is that? Stay tuned after the game when we'll announce the amount that Suncoast Credit Union will be donating to support the boosters right here at Blake High School. All Gainbridge Super League matches are streaming exclusively on Peacock. And fans, tonight's Pride match is proudly presented by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, the official entertainment partner of the Tampa Bay Sun. Voted luckiest casino in the U.S., your lucky play is closer than you think at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Love out loud and let's go Sun.
And the play begins. Hugo grabs
not one, not two, but 3 bags of snacks. He's heading into the checkout zone. He fakes, pulls out his Suncoast Visa card, pays, and goal! Now you have the chance to go to the FIFA World Cup 2026, thanks to Visa. Use your eligible Suncoast Visa debit or credit card now through April 14th, 2026, and you can be one of 3 winners to experience the thrill of a FIFA World Cup 26 match in Miami, including a travel credit, a Visa prepaid card, and official FIFA merchandise. Learn more at suncoast.com/Visa Gold.
Tampa Bay, gather up your people, because when you bring a group here to a Sun match, you guys can receive exclusive savings on tickets, unique experiences, and of course bring members closer to the action, and a perfect way to celebrate, connect, and share the energy of match day together, as we do have some groups who we'd like to welcome here tonight. So if you're in the house, you hear your name, we definitely would love to hear you shout back. So welcome St. Pete Pride. Welcome Shazifty's Mystery Bus Ride.
0-0 at the half, Tampa Bay and Carolina. Tonight's match presented by Tampa General Hospital. Josh Appel, Christine Huber with you as we take a look back at our first half highlights. Excellent work defensively from Tampa Bay in the first half. And towards the end, they started to get it going offensively, but early on, Carly Jamona trying to set up Sabrina McNeil.
And this is where they had their success, is going out wide to McNeil, hitting those outside flanks, and this was just an excellent move by Jamona to open up space in the midfield.
A lot of action at Cindy Martinez's direction, but the shots were right at her. A lot of corner and free kick opportunities for Carolina in the first half, but Liz Beardsley getting the nod in goal tonight did a good job handling.
She really did. She did a good job at getting those balls out and wide and keeping it away from that scrum. As Carolina had a few corner kicks and she was able to handle them all.
So our first half stats, Carolina was indeed credited with 1 shot on target. They dominated possession 55-45. But the 2 shots on target for Tampa Bay, they started to get it going a little bit offensively towards the end.
Yes, and as Carolina with the 4 corners, look for them to finish one in the second half.
We will have kick in the second half coming up after this. Tampa Bay eliminated from postseason contention if they draw or fall tonight. They need 3 points. Kickoff next.
All right, South Bleachers seats a little Soleil dance party pop-up right now. So those that are up in the bleachers dancing, Soleil has got Sparkle Squad goodies. Let's go. Sparkle's looking, he's looking, she's looking. Sparkle Squad's got the hookups. Soleil's looking for you, let's go. Dance party in the ring. She's like a kid running right now, Soleil. Bring that energy, Sun fans. We need that energy here in a second. Guys are making Soleil proud. And these 2 right here, Soleil. We got a dancing couple over here. Look at this. Look at this beautiful couple, Soleil. Look at these 2 right here. Look at that. They're showing their pride right now, those sweet moves. The dance floor and the bleachers are theirs. Look at them go. Oh, the dance partners right here. We thank you all for Soleil's dance party tonight. How about a round of applause for this couple right here, though? They crushed it. All right, Sun Nation, this is where we need you once again. I need everybody stomping their feet in the bleachers right now. Stop your feet. Let's go, Sun fans. Let's feel that energy.
ready to begin the second half from Suncoast Credit Union Field. Tampa Bay and Carolina 0-0. As we get ready to begin half number 2. Josh Appel, Christine Huber with you. A lot on the line tonight. Tampa Bay must earn 3 points to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. A draw or a loss, and the defending champs are eliminated. Carolina, they've clinched a playoff berth with their win last week, but they are in search of a top 2 seed for the playoffs, which begin in about a month. One change at the half for Tampa Bay. Faith Weber comes off, Jilly Shimkin comes on. What do you think Philip Poole's message was, Christine, to his Carolina Ascent group at the half?
Keep possession, keep going forward, keep splitting defenders. The goals will come, the chances will come. As we saw last game, right? It took the 8 to the 89th minute, but they finally got it done.
Riley Based in the goal last week. Unavailable tonight, out with an injury. And you look at the last 2 1-0 wins for Carolina Ascent. Both game-winning goals came in the second half from a substitute. Emily Morris scored the first goal of her professional career in the 1-0 win over Lexington.
And there's nothing better as a coach when you make that sub change, you make that super sub, and they come out and perform.
Phil Poole's a genius.
Genius he is. Goalkeeper guy, so he's seen it all. Seen it all from the back moving forward.
We did ask him about the support that they've gotten off the bench. He said, look, we had several conversations over the last month, brought 4 players in the window before the spring, all came here to play and make an impact. They all bring their own qualities, and that extra depth has sharpened everybody. Morris, of course, we just talked about her goal. You get a lot of headlines for bringing players like that in, but it's done a whole bunch for this group that it gives Philip Poole that classic tough decision each week. He's got to leave some players off the team sheet. It speaks to the depth that this group has. Great ball sent ahead for Shimkin. She just couldn't settle it down and put a shot on target. Exciting start for her right into this match 2 minutes in.
And this is what Tampa Bay wants to do. This is a nice through ball here into that space, and no one from Carolina tracks Shimkin. You know, we talked about Philip Poole and the players he brought in. At this high level, you're certainly not going to add a player to your roster to sit the bench. If you're adding a player at this point, it's to be an impact player. It's to eventually be a starter.
McNeil. Parker watching. McNeil to her right. Clips it in. Comes all the way for Haugen. Haugen settles it down. At least for a moment she did. Hendricks flicks it into the mixer. And the flag was up for offside.
Just not the best decision there, just putting it into the box. I'd like to see them a little more skilled with their passes.
3 teams have punched their ticket into the Gainbridge Super League playoffs, but the season is far from over. To stay up to date on all the latest information, analysis, and insight, visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com. A lot of space on that far side for Merrick. Merrick, I'm sure that's the idea.
Yeah, she wanted to dummy it. She wanted to dummy it and it came right to her foot. She almost couldn't get out of the way of it. But she said, what a great run that was from Merrick. She's so dangerous when she makes those runs from the midfield, overlapping or underlapping, getting out to the wing.
The bet for Corbin, where she went down with a ankle injury in the first half and remained in the match. On the ball is Corbin. Parker plays it in, and a header just off target. Take one more look.
Carolina just so patient, composed with the ball at their feet. They're gonna knock it about. Not the best flick on there, but a tough one with the head.
Listro in a battle, she wins it. The captain still fighting, she goes down. That is a foul and a yellow, it looks like. Corbin will get booked.
And she tried the first time to take her down. Listro does a good job staying on her feet. And Corbin needs another go at it to whack her from behind. I think those two players know each other a little bit.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Carolina's number 9, Mia Corbin, in the 52nd minute.
Looks like we'll do this kick again as we're waiting for the referee's whistle to restart play.
Set. 2 balls were on the field. Good job by the Brant ball crew.
She's got it. She's
sorting
got
things
it.
out.
Future Tampa Bay Sun player right there.
Just might be. Sits in the area, and then it's cleared by Carolina. Audrey Coleman's been a bit quiet today for Carolina. Haven't really said her name much. Who will be the hero tonight?
Well, almost everyone's been quiet for Carolina. There's
Good point.
nobody really standing out. Mia Corbin's doing a good job. Merrick's doing a great job with her offensive runs.
Aguilera. Great job defensively by Anna Helferty. Cut off Aguilera. And now Carolina has to reset. Aganali. So we mentioned at the beginning of the half, but just want to reiterate. Tampa is eliminated from playoff contention, the defending champions of the Gainbridge Super League, with a draw or a loss or a Dallas win tonight. Great move by Jilly Shimkin. Brooklyn FC have scored. They're up 1-0 on Dallas Trinity late in that match at the 86th minute. Oh, Dallas, the last 2 games, back-breaking goals in the final moments of regulation. Deep shot into the seats.
And Dallas themselves just unable to score. And when they played Carolina, it was back and forth. It was in the final third. They were there. They had shots. They had chances. But nobody there to score. And you look now, Brooklyn, 15 shots to Dallas's 4.
It's basically the opposite of last week for Dallas.
Yeah, because Dallas dominated the stat line and couldn't score. Here it looks like Brooklyn is dominating the stat line and has that 1-0 lead right now. Childers was the one who scored for Brooklyn.
And so with Spokane waiting to play tomorrow, they love that result if it holds. DC Power does as well. Brooklyn with a massive 3 points. They're now climbing back into the conversation down the stretch of the regular season. And of course, as we just mentioned, if Tampa Bay can pull off a win tonight over Carolina, they remain mathematically alive to defend their crown.
Don't you love the end of the season, especially this year, with so much parity and flipping the script from last year 100%? Obviously, like you mentioned, right? We have Tampa Bay and we have Fort Lauderdale United, #1 and #2, who were in the finals last year, are now at the bottom of the table.
And you have Lexington, who finished bottom of the table last year, and Sporting Jacks in their inaugural season, 1 and 2. Carolina's kept up with that same level of play from a season ago, and they won the Shield. But you've got DC, who was near the bottom of the table last year. They're right in the thick of the playoff race. Spokane, you mentioned earlier, just missed out last year. They're in a similar spot, but seem to be trending upwards.
And if you talk to Carolina fans, they certainly do not want to leave anything to chance, because they feel the ball did not necessarily bounce or the calls did not go their way last year in the playoffs. Philip Poole telling us how a few times now the referees have apologized. And
I love across all sports when the NBA has the 2-minute report, as if any of that stuff does them well. Here's Listro trying to weave her way through. Aguilera cuts her off, and both of them go crashing to the turf. It's a foul on Listro. Yeah, the apology is nice after the fact, but it doesn't change what happened prior to it.
It doesn't change the win-loss record, that's for sure.
But we should also point out, officiating, refereeing, very difficult job. All right, more times and more often than not. Nasello had that taken away.
Carolina needs to stick with their game plan, keep with the possession, work the ball from side to side, and then eventually they'll be able to play those flanks.
Still just one shot on target for Carolina as Beardsley grabs that.
A little awkward back pass, so to speak, for Tampa Bay.
There has just not been a lot of action in front of either goal. 50 final third entries to 23 in favor of Carolina, but that's only resulted in 13 touches in the opposition box for Carolina Ascent and just 6 for Tampa Bay Sun. You described earlier Carolina's match against Dallas and how it basically took place all in the final third. So this is a great ball. Coleman now from distance. Aguilera punched away by Beardsley. That had a lot of pace on it. Carolina still applying pressure. Is this the moment? No, it's not.
Aguilera just made that run up. She was right there and wanted to go forward, but wow, what a strike off of her left foot.
Just to finish that thought, it feels like the opposite tonight for Carolina. All the action taking place between the boxes, as opposed to Dallas, majority taking place in those attacking thirds. Eight in a row unbeaten for Carolina. They are 7-0-1 in their last 8. They've won 3 in a row. 6 clean sheets over those 8 matches. We'll have the second fewest goals in Gainbridge Super League.
Substitutions. First for Carolina, entering the game, number 14, Taylor Porter. She replaces number 9, Mia Corbin. Also entering for Carolina, number 24, Emily Morris. She replaces number 28, Lily Nabbitt.
So you hear the two announcements for substitutions for Carolina. Emily Morris, Taylor Porter come on in the midfield for Mia Corbin and Lily Nabet.
Sabrina McNeil. These subs come in the 60th minute.
Mia Corbin, who went out at the beginning of the first half just with that little bit of injury, and with her on a yellow card, I think that's a smart decision by Phillip Poole.
Shay Connors comes in for Sabrina McNeil for Tampa Bay Sun. She's a player that Denise Schulte-Brown was very excited about when we spoke to her earlier this week. Emily Morris, you mentioned that Mia Corbin was on a yellow. Well, Morris comes in, immediately picks up a yellow of her own.
See, that could have been Mia Corbin. You know, the longer this game goes on, the more chippy it is going to get, and we've seen it all year. I mean, Nasello is a very good player, and she is going to be on the back end of a lot of fouls. And it's what comes when you're a quality player, and especially when you're playing up front. You're beating defenders like Nasello does.
The longer this game stays 0-0, the better you imagine that Tampa Bay probably feels about it. They're 0-2-1 against Carolina this season. They've seen a lot of each other over the last 6 weeks. Haugen. Halferty. Towards Martinez. She glides through the air. Haugen. Long ball. Connors trying to get there first. Martinez does, though. Martinez, you can tell, is playing with a ton of confidence.
And she hasn't been challenged too much yet in this game, but great heads-up play by Martinez, getting that head start and able to just put the ball out.
Morris with George to her right. Groom. Deliberate. She'll want that one back.
Nice one-on-one defending by Tampa Bay.
We do have an update from Dallas and Brooklyn. Dallas have equalized Lancaster from Allie Thornton in stoppage time. Unbelievable.
And how about that? Allie Thornton.
This league.
Allie Thornton was in the lineup, but did not get any minutes last game, and they just struggled to finish. And here she is getting that assist to Lancaster.
Nearly at the death. Dallas Trinity level the score. And it did just go final. So Dallas with the draw against Brooklyn. That is a tough result for Brooklyn. Those 2 points are huge at this point in the season as they try and climb the standings. And Dallas right now, they'll take any positive result they can get. So, because Dallas did not win, here is the updated scenario for Tampa Bay. They are eliminated from the postseason with a draw or a loss tonight to Carolina. Taylor Porter finds some space in the middle. Morris Game winner a couple games ago against Lexington. Spins. Aguilera with her left foot on the ground. Beardsley handles it.
Just not enough pace on this shot by Aguilera. It was a good one, though, to keep it low and hard, but easy pickup for Beardsley.
So miscommunication here by Tampa Bay, and it will be a corner brought to you by the Baldwin Group. Protect what's possible.
Substitution for Carolina. Entering the match, number 4, Ava Cook. She replaces number 20, Shay Groom. This comes in the 66th minute.
Ava Cook comes into the match for Carolina. She replaces Shay Grooms, the third substitution used by Philip Poole. Mia Corbin to take, and the whistle right as she delivered in, and she'll get a mulligan. Merrick taking the corner for Carolina. Merrick delivers in. A bit long. Comes down for Coleman. Connors wins it off of her, but it is going to be another corner kick brought to you by the Baldwin Group.
And whether it's Corbin or whether it's Merrick, they're sending those balls far post. I really want to see someone from Carolina just hang out there deep so they can attack this ball. As you see on the left side, it's going to be Aguilera that's going to take it with her left foot. This is going to be more of a driven ball.
Aguilera, it's short, and that's last off of Cook. Oh no, it's last off of Haugen, so it'll be another corner.
Just see the scrum inside the 6-yard box here. Beardsley has to fight through all this and be first to the ball.
Aguilera gets another shot. Baldwin Group corner kick. The header deflects, and guess what? We've got another. Now listen, the Baldwin Group, congratulations.
They picked the right sponsorship for this game.
By the way, in case you were wondering, this will be the 8th corner kick for Carolina tonight. Tampa Bay have 0.
Look at this scrum that's going on in the box.
A lot of bodies.
A lot of pushing.
Chaos in front of Beardsley. The delivery is punched out. If that had gone in, it wouldn't have counted. As you see, Jamie Padilla calls Carolina for a foul.
And we're going to see this scrum that's going on in front of the goal. And I thought that was an Olympico for a second. Does not bounce over. Official calls a foul as everyone's getting taken down there.
Number 20, Dory Haugen. Also entering number 16, Sienna Bryan. She replaces number 77, Anna Helferty. These subs come in this.
Denise Schulte-Brown dipping back into her bench. Gabby Provenzano comes on for Victoria Haugen. Sienna Bryan comes on for Anna Helferty in the midfield. The Gainbridge Super League playoffs are just a few weeks away, and we're tracking all the possible scenarios. You can visit GainbridgeSuperLeague.com/newsletter to get updates on your favorite team and stories from around the league delivered directly to your inbox.
"20 minutes could be remaining in Tampa Bay's playoff hopes. I think with these subs here, it's to get fresh legs in. They want to push that ball forward, a lot of offensive attacks.
They need a win tonight. It's a great point. We'll see how aggressive they get in these final 20 minutes. A draw does them no good. A draw eliminates them from postseason contention. It's a long shot to begin with, but you can stick a nail in the coffin of Tampa Bay Sun in 2025, 2026 if they don't score one in these last 20. Merrick for Morris. Cook. Beardsley slipped on the turf, but able to keep her composure and snag that. Long over the top. Nasello trying to win the race. Oh, that's a great job by Nolly. Connors trying to win it back. Aguilera gets there, clears away for the moment.
Nobody home on the back end of that pass.
Chisholm smartly lets that one roll out. At Bellevue University, your success is the only thing that matters. That's why they offer education that's designed to help you achieve your next goal. Find out more at degrees.bellevue.edu/goals.
Carolina coming with this high pressure. They're not done either. They are not going to settle for a tie.
Connors. Connors has to take it away pretty easily by Merrick. Great job. But then her pass intercepted. Connors trying to win the foot race here. Butler turning on the Jets, cuts her off, and that rolls out for a goal kick.
And you see Tampa Bay, right? They're switching it up. They're trying to play Shea Connors out into that space. Shea Connors from New Haven, Connecticut.
Oh, it's almost like you guys have a history.
It's almost like I knew her since she was 6. Played at St. John's, went overseas to play in Australia. Coming back from an injury, and Denise Schilte-Brown was just telling she had her eyes on her for a while. Past 3 years, she was trying to get her over to Tampa Bay.
Philip Poole watches on. Another goal kick for Sydney Martinez. XG in this match, 0.77 for Carolina, 0.15 for Tampa Bay Sun.
That's probably why we saw Denise shaking her head in frustration.
In this second half, Tampa Bay has only mustered up 2 shot attempts, none on target. 3 on target for Carolina, and remember the one big save from Liz Beardsley has kept this game 0-0.
It's got to be go time here for the Sun.
Throw in coming for Tampa Bay. 15 minutes to go They need a goal to keep their playoff hopes alive. Shimkin, second half sub, moves it along.
It's a little too much, a little too far ahead. Right now, Tampa Bay has to keep on this high pressure. Everyone stays locked in.
Listro surveys her options. Defers to Hendricks. Listro again, the captain. Launches Marcelo Martinez, Marcelo's college teammate, cuts it off. How much of this from Carolina tonight is just a team that has played a ton on the road over this stretch, and it's finally catching up to them a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, they just seem very calm and composed. No spark tonight, but that's kind of, they had more of a spark versus Dallas, but here they've just been knocking the ball about, no urgency. Not that they necessarily need to win as much as Tampa Bay does, but they're still fighting for that home field advantage in playoffs.
Won by Jamona. Great effort. Connors tees it up from distance, and that missed everything.
In the river. To make it to the river.
Too dark right now to see. Maybe.
Hey, listen, it's a good thing I'm not playing on this field. The way I shoot, there'd be 30 balls in the river.
You'd have to go for a swim at some point to go recover all of them. Don't worry, you know how they say sometimes when a shooter is so cold they couldn't even hit the ocean? That would be me. Yes. So I'd somehow find a way.
I think it's a broadside of a barn, but same idea.
Does Carolina have another late match goal in them tonight? The last two games, both 1-0 wins, both late dramatic goals by second half substitutes. Jamona. Foul. Long free kick coming for Carolina.
And the fight still goes on in the midfield. These two teams, they know each other very well. They are going to continue to battle. Jamona there on the wrong end.
Substitutions for Carolina. Entering the match, number 2, Brianna Martinez.
So 2 more subs for Carolina. Brianna Martinez on for Audrey Coleman. And Tyler Lucy enters for Riley Parker. So all 4 midfielders who started the match for Carolina have now been subbed off.
Riley Parker. These come in the 80th minute.
For these last 10 minutes, Philip Poole hoping to pull the right strings, push the right buttons. Tampa Bay hoping for a moment of magic of their own to keep their playoff hopes alive. A draw or a loss and they're eliminated. Carolina trying to keep pace with Lexington and Sporting Jacks. The long free kick. The header towards goal on a hop. Beardsley
What a great read by Beardsley. That was a very deadly flick-on header by Carolina.
Listro turns back. Provenzano taken away. Oh, they call a foul or a handball there. Regardless, it'll be Tampa Bay's possession.
Tampa Bay trying to split 4 defenders there. Not much space, but they get bailed out with a handball.
Ava Cook.
Ooh.
Provenzano collides. Play rolls on. Flag up here for offside. Shea Connors off the bench as a sub this half. Hoping to make an impact. Shea Connors, we're getting word, picked up a yellow.
The referee has issued a yellow card to Tampa Bay's number 39, Shea Connors. This comes in the 82nd minute.
Here come Carolina. Slid through. Is this the moment? Shot blocked. Martinez on it. Cleared away by Tampa. But again, they need a goal. Draw does them no good, Tampa Bay. Martinez. Throw in. Again, Tampa Bay eliminated from postseason contention. The defending champions done with a draw or a loss tonight. Time is running out. Ava Cook. That should be a yellow, and it will be on Sienna Bryan. And the way that Carolina in general this season has struggled on free kicks. They've scored on corners, but set piece opportunities like this, they've struggled to score. When you've got the players of the caliber of Aguilera, of Merrick, who can deliver strong into scoring areas, you don't want to take these chances late. Just didn't seem like a smart foul. Aguilera puts it in play. Towards the back post, the header! Carolina does it again! You need a dramatic late goal. Carolina will give it to you. And it's Jenna Butler, the center back, who has played every minute of every match she's appeared in this season, who heads it home after the beautiful ball from Aguilera.
Aguilera has been sending in such great bent balls, and it's Butler on the end of this with a brilliant header. Cardiac Carolina does it again with a late goal winner.
This team just seems to find a way when the pressure ratchets up, and it feels like a dagger for Tampa Bay. Butler's first of the season. She has been such an integral part of what Carolina does on the defensive side. Near the top of the league in clearances, did so last year as well. She's missed one game this season. If not for that, she would have been an Iron Woman. An Iron Woman in the game she's appeared in.
And what a finish, too. I mean, that concentration, knowing that a goalkeeper is coming out right at you, and you still have the focus, the concentration, the pose to get your head on the ball and finish it right by her.
Tampa will try and push, but they need 2 goals to keep their season alive. Gimona.
The Carolina goal was scored by number 5, Jenna Butler, in the 85th minute.
Floated into the box, cleared away. Listro tried to keep it alive, does for the moment. Wide for Shimkin. Shimkin drags it low. Aguilera watching her. The cross out in front, and Tampa Bay levels! Just when you thought they were down and out, Tampa Bay Sun equalizes in the 87th. And it's Shay Connors off the bench onto the score sheet.
Tampa Bay is going to love Shay Connors. She is a true 9. She is a goal scorer. And this is what it takes. She gets on the back end of it, and she's able to finish such a clutch goal.
And it was right in front of Jenna Butler, who moments ago put Carolina on top 1-0, and that takes away the clean sheet for Carolina. First of the season for Connors, just 2 minutes after Butler's first of the season for Carolina.
And that's a great ball in by Shimkin, too.
Yeah.
Another one of those subs who came on. I mean, that's a brilliant service in.
Does Carolina have another in them? Tampa Bay needs a second to keep their playoff dreams alive. The sense of urgency all of a sudden is picked up here at Tampa Bay. Trying to spring Connors one more time. Nolly.
Remember, Tampa Bay still needs another goal. This tie does not help them at all. So I am assuming they are going to be sending players forward.
Lucy, her cross blocked away. Hops over to Beardsley.
Yeah, Beardsley's going to send everybody up.
Good ball. Bissett, though, does an excellent job defensively. Nacello.
And this clock just keeps ticking and not on the right way for Tampa Bay.
Long distance, that goes wide. Shimkin was alone on that right flank.
Shimkin wide open on that flank.
Before the substitution for Tampa Bay. Entering the match, number 12, Maddie Picorni. She replaces number 19, Carly Gimona.
So Picorni comes on for Gimona. 3 minutes of stoppage time. 2 goals separated by 2 minutes 3 minutes officially. Butler in the 84th from Aguilera for Carolina, and then Connors from Shimkin in the 87th. Martinez. Provenzano wins it for Tampa Bay. Now Nacello.
Shimkin wide open here on this right side flank.
Delivers in towards Martinez. She's there. Connors is making the run through the middle. Shimkin and Connors connected for the equalizing goal.
Wasn't a bad idea there, just Martinez read it the entire way.
It's taken away. Emily Morris. Now it's Lucy. Morris. To the near side it comes for Martinez. Martinez cuts to the middle. Brianna Martinez through Shimkin. Martinez tees it up. The shot is deflected. And Beardsley keeps it in. And there's an injured player down for Tampa Bay.
We talked to Coach Philip Poole about Bri Martinez. I thought she had an excellent game against Dallas last week, and here she is as a defender going forward. She's been pressing forward this entire second half since she subbed in. Quality shot. It's just deflected at the last moment.
Good to see Taylor Chisholm is all right. Again, Lexington won earlier today over Sporting Jacks. That's the race for the Shield. Carolina on the outside looking in for that race. That's why 3 points tonight would have been huge for them. 1 point, not the worst, but when you take a 1-0 lead, the way this team defends with only a handful of minutes to go against a Tampa Bay team that has struggled to score this season, you know Philip Poole's not going to be happy about it. We'll see. Are there more late game heroics for either side in store? Tampa Bay needs a goal to keep their slim playoff hopes alive. Now we're just at the mercy of the whistle of Jamie Padilla. Shimkin. Long down the left side. Pokorny can't get there. Quick throw. Morris flicks it down the right side. Race is on. Who will get there? Dangerous from Beardsley. Contact in the area and a point to the spot. George earns the penalty. After Beardsley aggressively came off her line, there was contact in the penalty area. And the emphatic point to the spot from Jamie Padilla, awarding the PK to Carolina.
And we haven't called George's name too much today, but she has so much pace, so much speed on that flank, as we see. In Carolina, even though it's a tie ball game, they're still pressing. They're still sending the ball forward. And this is the type of player Mackenzie George is. She will lay her body out to win the ball. And that's exactly why she's able to get a penalty called.
It's been that kind of season for Tampa Bay.
It really has.
And now at the death, Carolina with a chance at a PK. And Jill Aguilera, who scored from the spot the last time these two teams met here earlier this month. 3 penalty goals this season to lead the league. It's Aguilera against Beardsley. Aguilera approaches and buries it. And Carolina Ascent have climbed back into the lead in dramatic fashion, as they seem to always do.
Carolina goal scored by number 7.
Heartbreak for Tampa Bay.
We see this foul again. It's George putting her body out. Beardsley going aggressive, but takes George out. And it's Aguilera. I mean, what a good finish. I mean, that is so close to hitting the crossbar. It's scary.
And there is the final whistle. Carolina Ascent. Cardiac Carolina, as Christine Huber called them. They do it again. 3 huge points on the road. They win it 2-1 over Tampa Bay Sun. Carolina very much alive in the Shield race. And unfortunately for Tampa Bay Sun, they are officially eliminated from postseason contention.
Carolina just likes to wait to the very last minute to get points, and that's what they do now. 9 games unbeaten. They know how to win, they know how to tie, they certainly do not know how to lose.
It wouldn't be a Carolina Ascent match in the spring without some late game heroics. They are now unbeaten in 9 in a row. They've won 4 in a row. And we'll wrap things up from Suncoast Credit Union Field in Tampa after this.
All corner kicks taken by your Tampa Bay Sun are powered by the Baldwin Group. Thanks to the Baldwin Group for their support of the Tampa Bay Sun. Sun Nation, your Tampa Bay Sun tallied 3 shots on goal in tonight's match, which means Suncoast Credit Union will be donating $600 to Blake High School's Alumni Athletic Booster Club. Give it up for Suncoast Credit Union and your Tampa Bay Sun. Tonight's Pride Night match is proudly presented by Seminole Hard Rock Hotel and Casino Tampa, the official entertainment partner of the Tampa Bay Sun. Voted luckiest casino in the U.S., your lucky play is closer than you think at Seminole Hard Rock Tampa. Love out loud and let's go Sun.
Fans, make sure you tune in to Peacock to catch all of your Gainbridge Super League games. Our next home match is right here at Suncoast Credit Union Field, May 9th. We'll be taking on Dallas Trinity FC. Catch all home and away games on Peacock. Tonight we welcome our participants for post-match penalty kicks. A special thank you to our ticketing interns, Ray and Sean, for tonight's match. We appreciate all that you guys do. And Sun Nation, if you're loving the energy tonight, just wait till our next home match. As it's Fan Appreciation Night, you're not going to want to miss it on May 9th. We're pulling out all the stops to celebrate you, the Sun fans, exclusive giveaways, activations, and one of the best atmospheres of the season. Secure your seats. Bring your friends and fam. Don't miss it, because nights like that are what this club is all about. Get your tickets now. Join us right back here for Fan Appreciation Night with your Tampa Bay Sun. Thanks to our partners. With your support, you help make this experience incredible for all of our fans. We hope that you all get home safely and have a great weekend, Sun Nation.
A dramatic 2-1 win for Carolina Ascent over Tampa Bay Sun. 9 in a row unbeaten for Carolina. Tampa Bay officially eliminated from postseason contention. Josh Rappel, Christine Huber, here to wrap things up for you as we take a look at our match highlights. All these coming in the second half. What a ball for the game's first goal, all the way until the 84th minute. Aguilera to Jenna Butler.
And Butler just sees this the entire way, lays her body out, and is able to finish that head goal with a lot of pace.
And then just 3 minutes later, when you thought Tampa Bay was down and out, it's Shimkin, a second half sub. It's Shea Connors, a second half sub. They connect to level the score.
And this is exactly why Tampa Bay signed Connors. They want a number 9. They want a goal scorer. They want someone who's going to lay it out to score, and that's what Connors does.
And then we thought we were heading for a 1-1 draw after this goal by Connors. And then at the death, already past the allotted 3 minutes of stoppage time, a long ball down the right side. Beardsley off her line. George collides Aguilera to the spot for the penalty.
Carolina finally able to find George on that outside flank, and as Aguilera, with her quality left foot, able to finish a decisive penalty.
And we're joined now by Carolina defender Jenna Butler. First, Jenna, congratulations on the win. You score your first goal of the season, but I got to ask you, it's another game for Carolina Ascent with late match dramatics. 2 big goals in the last 5-10 minutes here tonight after the game against Lexington, the game against Dallas. What is it about this team in these late game clutch situations in the spring?
You know, I think it's just we don't quit. Everyone who's coming in the game helps us. It only brings the level up, and they come in ready to do whatever they can to help us get the win, and they've proved it again and again and again.
Talk us through the goal you scored. Did you see it right off Aguilera's foot?
She played a great ball in, and you know, we've practiced it. We've had a lot of those types of plays throughout the season, and typically I try to square him back across, but I just felt like I'm going to run through this one. We need it right now, so I got lucky that she played just a perfect ball in.
Jenna, this is now 9 matches in a row unbeaten for your side. You've done it in so many different ways with so many different contributors. And I know you mentioned earlier just about the clutch situations for this group, but what is the ceiling, in your opinion, for this team when you're clicking on all cylinders like this? 8-0-1 over the last 9 matches.
Honestly, I don't really think there is a ceiling. I mean, we want it all. You know, we just keep reaching for more every game, and we just come in it with a good mentality. We've got such a good group of girls. We've got a lot of great people backing us, and we've tried a lot of different things. We've scored a lot of different goals, and early game goals, late game goals, and I think it just shows that we're willing to get it done whenever and however.
Thanks so much for your time, Jenna. Congratulations on the goal. Congratulations on the win, and good luck the rest of the way this season.
Thank you so much.
That's Jenna Butler of Carolina Ascent as we take a look at our final match stats. Second half seemed like a different Carolina Ascent team. 13 shots for the game, 6 on target. They had 5 on target in the second half.
Different indeed. They were going forward. They were putting pressure on the Tampa Bay defenders. 8 corners in total, and really it was those nice driven balls into the box that led Carolina to this victory.
And the updated standings in Gainbridge Super League. How about the race for the Shield? Sporting Jacks, Lexington, Carolina separated by just 2 points in the table. Dallas Trinity now a point up on DC Power for that 4th and final playoff spot after their late dramatic goal to draw against Brooklyn. Spokane will play tomorrow with a chance to pull within 1 point of Dallas. They'll face Fort Lauderdale, and of course there you see Tampa Bay Sun, the defending champions, eliminated.
And just look at how important 3 points becomes to Carolina versus 1. This was a key victory for them.
Absolutely. That'll do it for us here from Suncoast Credit Union Field. For my broadcast partner, Christine Huber, our producer, Emma Watson, our entire Gainbridge Super League crew, this is Josh Rappel saying so long from Tampa. Once again, Carolina Ascent extends the unbeaten streak to 9 in a row with a dramatic 2-1 win over Tampa Bay Sun. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. Have a great rest of your weekend, and we will talk to you next time.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the express written consent of the United Soccer League.